Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to give you an estimated or approximated cost of moving to New Zealand as a teacher. This will include costs related to NZQA, related to teaching council, arts, medical, visa fee, flights, accommodation, groceries and much more. So let's get started. If you are an overseas teacher and you want to teach in New Zealand and your qualification is not in the exempted list of NZQA, then in that case you will have to apply for teaching IQA. If you want to know that if your qualification is exempted or not, or if you want to learn more about how to apply for NZQA evaluation, so I have done two videos on this topic and I'm giving their link on the I button and in the description of this video. So feel free to go through them if you want to learn more about NZQA IQA. The teaching IQA will cost you 746 New Zealand dollars. By the way, I will tell you the cost of everything in terms of New Zealand dollars. So the first thing first, the degree evaluation will cost you $746. This package includes evaluation of an additional 2 free standard IQAs. This means as a teacher, you will apply for the evaluation of your teaching diploma or your B.Ed or M.Ed degree, and then you can also apply for 2 more standard IQAs within 48 hours of applying your teaching IQA. And those are like your bachelor's or master's degree in your subject specialization. The next thing is arts. So, in order to teach in New Zealand, you must have to get at least 7 bands in each component of IELTS Academic. IELTS Academic is required mostly for those teachers who are from non-native countries. So whether you need to take the IELTS Academic test or not, you can go through my video regarding registration with Teaching Council, and I'm going to give you the link of that video in the I button and the description of this video, as well as I'm going to give you the link of language requirements in the description of the video. So go through it and see if you need to take the IELTS Academic or not. But here I'm considering that you will have to take the IELTS Academic as well. Now the fee for IELTS Academic is different. Right now you can see the fee for IELTS Academic in New Zealand is 445 New Zealand dollars. This fee may differ in your home country, so you can check on Google what is the IELTS fee in your home country. So I will add 445 New Zealand dollars as an IELTS test fee and I'll add it in the expense list. If we move further, the next thing is registration with Teaching Council of New Zealand, and the registration cost with Teaching Council of New Zealand for overseas ITE graduates, or you can simply say those people who are having an overseas academic qualification, is 564 New Zealand dollars and 37 cents. So we will add this fees in the expense list as well. If you're not sure how you can register with Teaching Council, I have again done 2 videos, detailed videos showing step by step how to register as a teacher with Teaching Council of New Zealand. I'm going to give you the link in the I button and the description of the video. Feel free to check them. The next thing is visa. So here I'm assuming that if you need Accredited Employer Work Visa, then the cost is 750 New Zealand dollars. But please make sure that you check with the licensed immigration advisor or you go through the Immigration New Zealand to see if you need Accredited Employer Work Visa or straight to residency visa. For example, nowadays secondary school teachers can apply for straight to residency visa. So check your visa options. But here, for the sake of example, I'm taking this Accredited Employer Work Visa or simply Work Visa, which allows you to stay for up to 5 years. And the cost for this visa is $750. So we are going to add these $750 in our expense list as well. Once you have got visa as well, the next step is getting the flight. Now, if I show you here, I have selected Dubai as the departure airport and Auckland as the arrival airport. But your departure and arrival airports may differ from these. But in general, if I give you a rough idea that from South Asian countries, if you're planning to travel to Auckland or any other city of New Zealand, the cost will be between 1200 to 2000 New Zealand dollar for one-way ticket on the economy class. Again, this is an approximate idea. So we can take the middle value. So let's say if it is in between 1200 to 2000, so we can say that, okay, let's say 1500 on average one way ticket of travel from South Asian countries to Auckland. So we will add 1500 New Zealand dollars to our expense list as one way air ticket. Moreover, another important thing, Immigration New Zealand may ask you to go through the medical as well. So, if I talk about the cost related to the medical, it depends upon the country. For example, I did my medical from UAE and the cost was almost 1000 New Zealand dollar, while for my family, we did their medical from our home country and it costed us around almost 350 New Zealand dollar. So you need to check in your home country what is the cost. But in general, we are taking like 400 New Zealand dollar as a medical cost if Immigration New Zealand asks you to go through the medical. So we will add it in our expense list as well. After that, the next expense is once you land in the New Zealand, you will have to find or arrange accommodation for you. Now, there are two accommodation options. You can book a room through Airbnb or through booking.com on some hotel or some house, and it will cost you around 100 or $150 approximately. But I'm considering here that if you want to share a room in a flat, so you can see I have just searched for flat rooms for rent, and they are from 420, 220, 195, 340. If I talk about my experience, I got a room in around $250 per week, and that included the electricity and the water bill as well. So let's say we will take the $250 per week for one room of flat. So if a single person is moving here, they will most probably need one room initially. So initially, when you move here, this is the cost that you will have to pay for a single room. You can see the cost on another website as well. However, later on, because most of you may plan to bring your family or even you want to have your own separate space, a separate house, so I will give you a cost for that as well. So if you see here, I have applied a filter of 2 bedrooms and almost 600 per week. So you can see that 565, 500, 580, this is the cost per week. Okay, so in general you can say that depending upon the area, you can get a 2 bedroom house for rent around 500 to 600 or 650 per week, but we will keep an average price of 550. And one more important thing, whenever you are going to rent a house, it may take time. For me, it took me almost 1 month, although I had enough money to get the house on rent. But then there are many people who are there to rent that house or apartment, so it's a bit difficult. You have to see a number of houses and apartments, and then you will for sure get it, but it will take some time. However, we can take the assumption that for the first month you will share a room in a flat with the flatmates. So we can say that a monthly expense of 1000 to 1200 New Zealand dollars for the first month for one room to be shared in an apartment. So we will add that in the expense list. If we move further, then these websites, Kmart and the Warehouse, they are the two main websites that can help you to set up your house stuff. Now, there are three options basically. You can either look for a furnished house or apartment, or you can get a house or apartment which is non furnished and you buy the stuff to furnish it. Now, when you buy the stuff, again, there are two options. Either you can purchase the used stuff like used furniture, used electronic stuff, etc., or you can buy everything new altogether. If you are buying the used stuff, it will cost you somewhere approximately in between 3000 to 5000 New Zealand dollar. However, if you're planning to purchase everything brand new, then it will cost you approximately from 7000 till 10,000 New Zealand dollars. However, we are assuming that you are on budget and you are planning to purchase everything which is used. Let's say we will add $4,000 in the expense list to set up entire house if your apartment is not furnished and you are planning to buy the used stuff. So on these two websites, you will find everything new. However, if you are looking for used stuff, you need to visit, the used furniture shops near around your area and you can find the stuff there. Further, if we talk about grocery and the stuff for daily use, then Pack and Save or Woolworth are two main brands or the stores that are offering this stuff. By the way, I will give links to all these websites in the description so you can go through yourself as well. to get an idea how much everything will cost you here in New Zealand. So generally, if I talk about the groceries, for example, we are a family of three and our weekly grocery is around 250 New Zealand dollars. So we will add $250 in our expense list as a grocery expense. One more thing is cars. So if you're planning to buy a car, again, you can find used cars on TradeMe as well. So if you see, I have applied the filter of showing me the cars in between 4,000 and 7,500 New Zealand dollars, and you can see $5,500, $6,000, $7,000, $6,000. So in general, I will tell you, you can find a normal good car in the price of around $6,000 to $7,000. Okay, 7,000 New Zealand dollars. But again, this is an optional expense. You may not want to do that in the very first month, but yes, you can buy a car in this price range. Now, if we move to the last part of the video, which is actually finding out that how much your salary will be after the tax deduction. I have done a video in detail on this part. I'm giving you the link in the I button and the description of the video as well, but I'll do some quick calculation here. For example, if you are getting paid let's say 87,000 per year, and then if we click on calculate, this means that every week you will get almost 1288 New Zealand dollars in hand. And the amount that you will get home is almost 77% of your per week salary, right? And if we talk about the per month salary, so it will be 5,585 New Zealand dollars. Now, if we talk about the total fixed cost and then the variable cost, so you can see that the total fixed cost is 4,505 New Zealand dollars. This is an approximate fixed cost. This includes teaching IQA, IELTS academic, teaching council fee, AEWV cost or the work visa cost, cost of one-way flight, cost of medical and other expense such as applying for police character certificate or getting the documents certified, etc. If we move further, so here you can see that along with total fixed cost, I have added the variable cost as well. Now, variable cost will depend on person to person. So I have calculated two types of variable costs. This one is for most probably if a single person is moving, in which you are having one room or you are sharing a room in an apartment with someone. So you can add 1,200 New Zealand dollar per month for that. Groceries, $800 per month, and some cash in hand for if you are traveling through bus or you are booking Uber or something like that. So 1,000 New Zealand dollar for that. So total expense would be 7,505 New Zealand dollars approximately. This is your total fixed cost that I discussed on the previous slide, and then the variable cost for 1 month. If we move further, and rather than living in a shared room, if you prefer to have entire house rented by you, so you can add 2,500 New Zealand dollar approximately per month for that. Then in that case, you will have to pay almost 2 weeks or 1 week house bond or the security fee, so $1,250 for that, for example. If you purchase used furniture and electronics to furnish your house, so 4,000 New Zealand dollar would be the cost for that. Groceries per month, if you are having a partner or a child, a kid with you, so it can be around 1,000 New Zealand dollar per month. Utilities, which includes water, electricity, internet, cell phone bill, it would cost you around 500 New Zealand dollar per month. After that, again, we may need some cash in hand as well, which is like 1,000 New Zealand dollar. And overall, when we combine the total fixed cost and then this variable cost, so the total expense is 14,755 New Zealand dollars approximately, or you can say almost 15,000 New Zealand dollar expense if your variable expense is the one that is listed here. I will suggest you that initially you should aim for this expense. If you have family, just try to move here alone. Let's settle down, find out the house, start getting paid from your college or school, and start building that bank balance. And then try to settle your house or home. And then after that, you can bring your family here, because if you bring your partner and your kids along with you, then if we go back, you will have to add the more amount in the flight ticket, you will have to add more amount in the medical cost, you will have to add more amount in the AEWV cost as well. So it will actually not only include your cost here, the variable cost, but it will also include your fixed cost as well. Now, if I quickly go to this page, which is talking about the overseas relocation grant, again, I have done a detailed video on this. I'm giving the link in the description of the video. You can go through the video and I'll give the link of this website as well. If you qualify, then you are eligible for up to 10,000 New Zealand dollar overseas relocation grant given by Ministry of Education New Zealand. Now, what is the criteria, how you can get that? I have discussed it in my video in detail, or you can go through this link and you can see if you fulfill the criteria and you can apply for this overseas relocation grant as well, which will help you to cover up most of your relocation expense that you do while moving here in New Zealand as a teacher. So this is just to give you an overall overview that if you are earning 85,000 annually, this is the salary that you will get per month, and then this is the general expense that you can expect in every month, or the cost of living that you can expect every month. I hope this video will give you a very good idea about the expense of moving from overseas here in New Zealand to teach. If you feel that this video was informative for you, then please like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more informative videos. Thank you very much.